What's up, guys? Kyle from Nowhere Drive 229 here today, and I got an interesting vehicle to talk to y'all about. So today we are in a 2012 Mercedes CLS550. Now, some of you may know the CLS550 is rated at 402 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque in stock form. What if I was to tell you that this one has 540 horsepower and 707 pound-feet of torque? Sounds like I'm lying, right? This car has been fitted with a renntech ECU tune. Renntech is one of your AMG Mercedes companies that does a lot of research. Kind of like if you equate APR with Audi, they're the APR for Audi. They renntech Mercedes, APR Audi, etc., etc. And what they do is, the way this car was fitted with the tune, it was taken to Mercedes of Buckhead in Atlanta. They fitted the tune on the car, still retains the warranty, and you get a buttload more power, a lot of proven research, so like I said, your warranty still stays intact. So what you end up with is a car with 705 pound-feet of torque at, I think it's like 2,800 RPMs. Now, the CLS550, for those of you that don't know, is a four-door coupe made by Mercedes. It's kind of an alternative, a more sporty alternative to get into something like an E-Class. It comes with a twin-turbo V8, a smaller one than the CLS63. So of course it's not going to be as visual, not going to be as loud, not going to be as grunt worthy, but the car is still very powerful. Like I said, the car comes with 400-something horsepower out of the box, and it also does a high 12-second, I think it's 12.8 quarter-mile stock form. This car, once again, has 500-something horsepower, 700-something pound-feet of torque with just a tune. No other modifications were done to this car. So what does that mean for me and you? Well, think about it. This car here, you can get used for about 45 grand now. 2012, this one is. You can go a little bit newer. 2012 is when they changed the body style. So you can go a little bit newer. You can get a car for 45 grand that now has, if you notice, as much horsepower and I think more torque than the CLS63 of this generation. Now, does that mean it's a better car? That's what we're going to find out today. So what I want to say first, guys, is that this car has double the amount of torque in my E92 M3. What does that mean for me and you? That means when I press the gas, that happens. I get pinned to the seat because the car has just that much torque, and I mean it pulls like a flat-out monster. I've driven this car extensively before the tune was put on it, and I was very impressed with the way it pulled. I was very impressed with the way it handled. It's not a sports car by any means. It does not feel like my M3. It does not feel like something like a Cayman or a 911. It is not meant to feel like something like that. The style of this car was very polarizing when it came out. Some people really didn't care much for it. I personally think it's beautiful. The rear end is a little feminine looking, especially since at night the LEDs light up kind of like a butterfly type thing. I mean, it's something I could get over, but it is a little feminine in that aspect of things. But I think this car, especially with some nice wheels and some tasteful mods, looks amazing. I do appreciate how Mercedes loves to retain their V8s. They do that. They do a very good job of that, and they retain a little bit of their sound. So what you get with this car is a nice little grumble. You can't really hear it probably, but you get a nice little grumble at low RPMs. What happens in high RPMs though, turbo whoosh takes over. So what happens, what all you hear basically is just like a jet sound, and I think it sounds amazing. I think for this type of car, it's perfect. I don't really want this car to be growling down the road. I want it to be smooth. Another beautiful thing about this car is that it kind of puts luxury first, and with the tune, you just add a little bit of power to it. What does this car have to offer on the luxury end of things? Well, as mentioned, you get the nice wood grain, the nice analog clock up here. I'll make sure I get some photos and videos of that in here for you. You get a really nice size back seat. Now, since this car is a four-door coupe, it does not have a fifth seat in the middle. There's actually, I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, but there's some stuff back there sitting in the middle. But it is a four-seater car with plenty of space behind the seats to get in and out. The car does sit a little bit on the lower side, so if you have like some older people getting in and out, it can be a little bit cumbersome sometimes, but it's definitely not bad to get in and out of by any means. It has all the features you could think of. It has your Sirius XM radio, it has your Bluetooth, it has your backup cameras, parking assist, lane keep assist. It has this one weird feature on it where basically if it feels like you're driving kind of crazy, like you may be dozing off and easing from lane to lane, a coffee cup will pop up. Not really sure how it's gonna save my life, Mercedes, but thanks, I guess. This car also has automated bolstering. So for those of you that don't really know what that is, basically these bolsters on the side of the seats, when I turn the wheel to the right, the bolsters put me back in seating position. Turn the wheel to the left, bolsters put me back in the seating position. A lot of cars today, and you'll notice, is that the bolstering just flat out sucks on them. you're kind of all over the place when you're driving the car. This car, although it still has to retain a luxury feeling, so it can't have the biggest bolsters like that, like a pure AMG would, it does a really good job of adding the automated bolstering that you can turn off, by the way. So it lets you kind of have that sporty feeling of being held in place. While still, if you want to turn it off and just be in a luxury car, it can do that. It's a very dual personality car, and I think this tune makes it that much more of a dual personality car. This car has tons and tons of torque, has tons and tons of horsepower. Once again, this car ran a 12.8 in the quarter mile in stock form. I can only imagine what this thing does now, because when I tell you this thing pulls like a train, this thing pulls like a train, guys. This thing, when you hit the gas, that torque kicks in, that horsepower comes in, and I mean, it just pulls and pulls and pulls. The only downside to adding that much power to this car is that it is not equipped with the brakes to stop that kind of power at that kind of speed. So it does not feel the safest trying to come down from speed in this car. The brakes are just not up to the task. So I will say, if you do decide to get the CLS550 and you do want to put the tune on it, which I do recommend, get some better brakes. The car has a very good around town feeling. I never have an issue getting into traffic, out of traffic, into a lane, out of a lane. There's never an issue with that. There's so much torque that you can literally press the gas at any gear in this car and do whatever you want. This is standard 7-speed automatic transmission. There is no dual clutch. There is no, I think, what was Mercedes calling the MCT. There's nothing like that. There is a standard 7-speed automatic transmission. So basically what happens with this car is when you press the gas and you're really on it and you're really pushing it, the car just does not shift fast at all. The shifts take forever, especially compared to a performance car. So in comparison to like something like getting a CLS63 as opposed to just getting a CLS550, transmission is going to be a lot better than the CLS63, though I'm still not a big fan of the transmission in the 63, by the way. This is a much smoother car. It's not meant to be like a CLS63. It's not built to be that. The 63 is meant to be the performance variant of this car. However, this car offers a pretty good performance bargain for the money. So what would be like the benefit of getting something like this over like a CLS63, right? Well, first of all, CLS63 is gonna run you about, from what I saw, the lowest on CPO was about 65 grand. These CPO you can find for about 45 grand. So you're talking about $20,000 difference in price. Now, of course, if that's not enough to persuade you, let's say you're not really a track animal, you don't care much about how fast you can get around the track, you're not really into all the sounds and stuff that a lot of us car enthusiasts are into, you're not into all the quick upshifts, downshifts, rev matches, it's not really your thing, you don't care about all that stuff, but you do care about a car that you can have a little bit of fun in on the way to work, this car will do it. This car has tons of torque, pulls like a flat out monster. I mean, it just, the car just gets down, period. The car will literally snap your neck if you're not like cautious and paying attention to what you're doing. I mean, the thing has so much power, so much torque. Did I just put that thing down? I don't even know. This car like boggles my brain. But anyway, the car has so much power, so much torque. I mean, the thing just, it's a lot of fun to drive. And I think my favorite thing about this car is that I can get in it and drive to work and think nothing of it. That's my favorite thing about this car. It is so comfortable, so smooth. Even with everything in sport mode, the thing is comfortable. It is smooth enough that I can just ride to work, not think anything of it. And if I do want to take, like, because, you know, every now and again, you just want to get some power out of your car. You just want to feel it. If I do want to take a back road and just nail it and get some power out of it, it will do that. It is very good at it. Like I said, I do think if you're going to get this car and you're going to do the renntech upgrade, give it a little bit more power, give it some more braking power as well. The brakes on this car in stock form are not up to the task of stopping this car when it's really moving like it can with this renntech tune. Quick little story on that, actually. My mom is a big Lexus fan. She's always loved Lexus. She's always had nothing but Lexus. She's done LS ever since I can remember. Like, one of the first cars I remember her having was a Lexus LS, and I remember her getting Lexus LS after LS after LS after LS. And she got this car and the other car, which I'm gonna put a review up, by the way. Y'all are gonna love to see that one. They got those two cars around the same time, and basically what happened was she said, "Oh, I miss my Lexus. I want my Lexus back." So she went and drove the new LS460. And I checked it out for her. I told her, like, hey, it's nice, but I'm not gonna feel like your Mercedes that you're used to driving. And so she drove it and she floored it one good time. And the first thing she said was that it ain't moving right. It ain't pulling right. I said, no, it's pulling the way it's supposed to. But you're jumping out of a Mercedes with a renntech tune that has 500 and some horsepower, 707 pound-feet of torque into a LS460 that will barely beat the Camry I used to have. Like, that's a big difference in power. So no, you're not going to be satisfied with the power. That being said, she still has not gotten her another Lexus. So I think me and my dad may have convinced her to stick with the Germans. But once again, guys, don't get me mistaken. All you 63 guys, you true AMG guys, you're going to enjoy the CLS63 more than this car. This car is very toned down. Once again, it is fast. With the tune, it is scary fast sometimes. It will literally try to shoot you sideways with traction control turned off. I mean, the car has gobs and gobs of torque, gobs and gobs of power. You're never going to be lacking for that. Even coming from the AMG, you're not going to be lacking for power in this car. But what you will be lacking for is feeling. The AMGs, the M's, anything in those lines, what they do for you on an emotional level is something that's inexplicable to the normal human being. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the performance. It's about the feeling those cars provide. And if you're looking for that true feeling, there is no way to replace the true AMG feeling of a CLS63, E63, what have you. But if you are looking for a car that can get you back and forth to work and still put a smile on your face every now and again, and you don't care about all the intricacies of an AMG, a CLS550 with a renntech tune might not be your worst bet. Anyway, guys, this has been Cal from Nowhere Drive 229. Don't forget to browse and subscribe. Check out everything else on the page. We got reviews, vlogs, anything y'all want to see. I know some of y'all may have watched our video about our lives, what we do for a living, all that type of stuff. And we mentioned in that video that No-Wheel Drive 229 to us is a lot more than just cars. It's a whole lifestyle. So if y'all want to see it, once again, if y'all want to see us provide some videos about other stuff outside of cars, if y'all want to see more reviews, anything y'all want to see, definitely let us know. The turning radius on this car is crazy. But if you want to see more reviews on things like that, definitely let us know, guys. We're here to provide the content for y'all. We're not watching it ourselves. We're here to provide it for y'all. So let us know what y'all want to see. Let us know what y'all want us to do on the channel. If y'all want us to change anything up, keep watching these vlogs on his Audi S5 modifications. He thinks he's gonna beat my M3. He is not. I should be like real shady, and like as he mods that I should beat him along each stage. And when he gets to the stage where he can beat me, I should like switch cars into like a Porsche or something, just so like I can always say I beat him, because it's been a long running rivalry with us. But we shall see. In the meantime, keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep commenting. See you next time. It's for